You're setting yourself up for injury, and your body will fight you for fat loss because it thinks it's in a crisis because of the cortisol reaction, especially if you're a woman post-menopause.
Hi, welcome to the Judy Terrell Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above.
Hi everybody, and welcome to your second 50, and you are joining me on my series now on what are the right reps, sets, loading, and what's the right intensity level for your cardio depending on your body goals, and how I'm clarifying, because in my work one-on-one with clients, there's a lot of misunderstanding, and so people are doing gym workouts and doing their cardio workouts, and they're not getting the results they want. And what I'm noticing is because they're not using the right protocol for what their goals are. All right. So welcome everybody. This is episode number 4 in my series. I did the first 3 on strength training. What's the right sets, reps, and loading depending on what your goals are for your body. And on the next 3 for this 6-part series, I'm going to be talking about what's the right intensity levels for your cardio in order for you to get the goals that you're after, all right? So welcome. I am now on an elliptical because I'm going to show you on an elliptical. Today, in this episode, I'm going to show you what is your zone 1, all right? And zone 1 is like your heart rate and your breathing rate are up enough so that it's more than if you're sitting in a chair or just standing like I am right now, but not so high as other, levels that have a different result. So zone 1 cardio is very good for increased oxygenation through your body, higher respiratory rate, hence the increased oxygenation, higher blood flow through your body. Your heart rate is beating faster than mine would be right now when I'm doing this level 1 protocol. I'm circulating blood through my body, helping to avoid arteriosclerosis, building up a plaque, all the great things from cardio, burning more calories than I am when I'm just sitting or standing. So for all these reasons and more, zone 1 cardio is really important. But one of the things about zone 1 cardio is that when you're in the zone 1, it's not so intense that you are also now spilling cortisol, all right? This is one of the main issues with the higher intensity cardios and why it might be blocking fat loss, but that's a future episode, all right? So stay with me on this one. Zone 1 cardio is really important for everybody, all right? It is low enough that you're not spilling cortisol because you're not challenging your body at a high enough level to make it go into a stress reaction. But it's very valuable, all right? It's actually relaxing. When you're doing the right zone 1 for you, then when you're done with it, you feel actually energized and refreshed as opposed to beat up and exhausted, all right? So the problem is that most people, when they're doing zone 1, are doing too high of a level, all right? And then they are, again, like I said, spilling that cortisol, and they're not getting the result of body fat burning because cortisol is mitigating that, all right? And then they end up doing it too much throughout the week, and that's a whole, that's the next episode, I'll get into that. But for right now, I want you to see what zone 1 cardio output looks like, all right? Now, if you're on a machine that has resistance, incline, and speed, then you have to find the right mix of those 3. This is why I'm on the elliptical. Most machines have 2 of those. They have like speed and incline, or just speed even, like a rowing. Well, actually most of them have resistance and speed, or incline and speed, where the ellipticals have all 3, all right? So I'm gonna set an auto, and I'm gonna go on manual to show you this. I'm going to lower the incline down to flat, or as flat as this will let me go, because I want to show you how to manipulate the 2 variables of resistance and speed, okay? Those 2 variables are going to make the difference for whether you get to zone 1 or you're above it.
Your Second 50.life is my virtual platform that is designed for both men and women over 50 and 60, 70, and 80. And it includes pre-recorded video information on exercise and how to do it, whether you're fit and in good health, or if you have bad knees, bad shoulders, a bad back, whatever. It includes information on how to eat for weight management and how to eat for health management. It includes information on the psychology of aging and what do we need to do in our heads. Because let's face it, this aging thing is not for the faint of heart. So your Second 50.life is a virtual platform of resources that you can access at your own leisure, but it also includes 2 times a month live video coaching with me so that you can bring your own individual questions and get individual coaching, as well as have access to all the information on the pre-recorded videos. So please check it out, because we're all in this together and we got this.
All right. So now, because I have a pretty good fitness level, so right now I'm on 0 resistance, and the first thing I'm going to establish is the pace or the speed. All right. So now you want to get, when you're in zone 1 cardio, your pace, your walking pace if you're walking, your rowing pace, swimming pace, cycling pace, should be at a speed level where you feel comfortable, all right? You don't want to feel like you're pushing the pace, but it shouldn't be so slow that you're not doing anything, right? This would be too slow for me, all right? So generally speaking, when I'm on an elliptical machine with my clients, I'm telling people to get to somewhere between 140 to 160 strides per minute. That would correspond with 80 revolutions per minute on a bike, or 80 to 100 footfalls per minute when you're walking on a treadmill or running. So you want to get in the the speed rate where it feels comfortable and you don't feel like you're trying to push yourself to maintain it, that you could actually maintain it for a long time, okay? Now, we're going to add some resistance to this. And while you're doing either increasing resistance, if you're on an elliptical or a rower or something that has resistance, your zone 1 resistance level is not going to slow down the speed. I have a lot of clients that go higher on the resistance or higher on the incline, and then their speed drops off to this. Okay? Not the right combination. All right? So you want to keep that comfortable stride rate and then add resistance or incline, depending on your machine, so that you can still talk the way I am right now, okay? Yes, you can hear that I'm breathing, and you do want your breathing rate to be up on a, zone 1 workout, higher than if you're just sitting in a chair. But notice that I can make full sentences right now, and even though you can hear my breath, I can talk a full sentence or even 2 before I have to take another breath, okay? That is the way you will know if you're in zone 1. And most people, when they're doing their cardio, they feel like they have to get to higher zones. I'm going to cover that in the next 2 episodes, because we do, depending on what you're after. But for the majority of your cardio, especially if you're over 50, you want to be in this zone, okay? Where I'm breathing hard or rhythmically and heavy. You can hear the breath, but I'm not so breathless that I can't talk to you the whole time I'm doing it. If I then took a heart rate level, this would correspond with zone 1 of the different levels of intensity on your cardio. Many of my clients always think they have to go up into zone 2, 3, or 4. Many programs out there are telling you have to get up to that every single time in order to get the results you're after: fat loss, weight loss, cardiovascular fitness, whatever. You do have to get in those zones, okay? But not as frequently as you may think. And if you are doing it too frequently, you're setting yourself up for injury, and your body will fight you for fat loss because it thinks it's in a crisis because of the cortisol reaction. Especially if you're a woman post-menopause, all right? Because changes of estrogen and other hormones make us even more sensitive to that cortisol spill, okay? So I'm not saying the only level you should do is level 1, but I hope that you got some clarity as to what level 1 cardio looks like. And I am saying, if you're over 50, the majority of your cardio should be in this level with peppering in of the next 2 levels that I'm going to show in the next 2 episodes. All right, so I hope this helps to clarify. This is zone 1 cardio. The majority of your cardio when you're over 50 and postmenopausal as a female or over 60 as a male should be in this zone. And now I'm going to cover in the next video the the next zone, so stay tuned for that. All right, everybody, in the meantime, we got this cardio over 50, we got this fitness stuff, and we got this aging thing. Yes! See you in the next video. And if you'd like to have access to some of my additional resources, I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on my website, www.judyterrell.com.